Starting tonight, we meet some of the people defying Parkinson's on the Sun Coast. Our Hallie pilot introduces a Sarasota man who works to fight this disease every day.
Chuck Pishko says he's already lived two lives, one working in New York, the second retired in the Virgin Islands with his wife Terry. Well, 5 years ago began his third, his journey with Parkinson's. Chuck Pishko starts his mornings like the rest of us.
I get up, make my own breakfast, steel cut oatmeal, every morning like clockwork.
And then he reads.
History.
Just one of the things that kept him busy in his 21-year retirement to St. John in the Virgin Islands.
And I wrote history down on the island, had that weekly column in the newspaper.
Along with hiking.
A lot of hiking. Oh yeah, gorgeous.
It was his passion for it that led him to discover something was wrong.
I was walking down mountains or hills. I couldn't do it. I could walk up them, but I couldn't walk down. I ended up eventually going from tree to tree to get down.
Then he says even standing became difficult.
It was very noticeable after a while, you know.
When he was diagnosed with Parkinson's 5 years ago,
I was kind of glad.
Because he thought it was something worse. But that's not saying Parkinson's has been easy.
It can get nasty. But their big thing, the neurologists have told me that you're going to die of something else before you're not going to die of Parkinson's.
You know, they say this, you don't want to have Parkinson's define your life, but I feel it really does.
His wife Terry says it at least paved the way for their move to Florida.
St. John is a hilly place. It is not conducive, you know, to people who have difficulties maneuvering around.
But now she can support her husband as he fights Parkinson's, strengthening his core with chair yoga.
I don't get too discouraged around her.
His biggest challenge, he says, is balance.
I can't walk very far at all.
Which is frustrating for him, frustrating for me, but you do what you have to do.
And amazingly, he feels lucky.
And I think Parkinson's is one of the better ones, you know, if you have to have a disease.
Chuck and Terry moved to Sarasota in 2017 and say Parkinson Place was a draw. Now he goes 3 to 4 times a week, and Terry is always by his side.
And you can't really see obvious symptoms in Chuck from that segment, which he and Terry do attribute in part to Parkinson Place. Just amazing that he's saying that he's glad he's having Parkinson's instead of something else. You'd never hear this, 10, 15 years ago.
Absolutely. The perspective is amazing, and I've gotten to know the people you're about to meet this week and Chuck and Terry a lot over the past couple weeks, and forgive me if I get emotional this week. It's just really been an honor to get to know them. If you haven't seen the piece on Parkinson Place that aired yesterday, you have to go back and watch it, because if you haven't heard of them, it's just such a gem, and it explains what Parkinson Place does to help all of these people, and I wouldn't have found all of the people without Parkinson Place.
Right, they're doing such great work here on the Sun Coast, and we're glad you're bringing these stories.
Yeah, thank you. Me too. I'm really honored to do it, and I'm learning a lot along the way too. Chuck's a great example. I think people think of Parkinson's, they think of the tremors and the shakes, and I didn't see any of that interviewing Chuck.
And he can talk fine, and
exactly. So everybody you're going to meet this week, I think there are 6 different couples. They all kind of have a different manifestation of Parkinson's, which I think is important for people to realize, that it's not just about the tremors. It can limit your mobility, your speech, your balance, a lot of things. So I'm really excited for everybody to meet the rest of the people.
we will look forward to those stories. Hallie, thank you so much for that.